I still cannot see your screen, but tell me, what difficulty did you face when you do this exercise, or there's
So
no
there's just
difficulty?
so there are just two things. First of all, I'm just like not sure how to call the function after I like finished writing it for the linked list. So when I'm like printing it, so I'm not exactly sure what to like write for that.
Okay, so okay, show me your function first. Okay, good. So this should return the maximum grade. Am I right?
Yes.
Okay, so if you want to call a function, so typically you should first write the name of the function, and then you open the bracket, and then you pass it the variable name that that should be assigned to this student list. So are you aware that you are able to call? So it could be that your variable name here is only called, for example, s list, s underscore list. Okay, and it is possible that you use here a variable name and you use inside the function a different variable name. So your
I see.
parameter can have any name. It doesn't need to be exactly the same like that. Are you aware of that?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So you write here find max, for example, and then you pass it student list. Okay, and
Yep.
yeah, so you do that. You can do that either inside the print statement. So you go down. So you can put this directly to inside the print statement, or you can define an integer. So you can put it directly here. You can put find max and then you pass it. Yes. Okay. And you open brackets and you put student list. Actually, just please bear with me. You do not
Yes.
copy this student list. It doesn't. So what I want to say that because you created both the same, the student list here and the parameter is there also a student list. But actually what you need to put here, what you need to pass here is your variable here. Whatever the name of the variable. So if you remove that and you put only st list like that, you will not put student list. You will put only st list. So it depends on your variable name here. So yes, perfect. I think you should try like that. Yes, but yeah. So when you change the variable that you define here, when you see line 20 from line 23 and line until line 27, it will show you an error. Are you aware why
Oh,
the error is happening?
yeah, I have to change this.
Exactly. Wow, it's quite long time to execute.
Yeah. While we're waiting for that, could I also ask about how to like print the index as well because I wasn't sure about how to do that because it talked about that as well, but I wasn't completely sure about that.
Okay, sure. So to me, the more flexible solution is to actually return the index. So I would say, if I were you, I would have created a new variable here, and I will call this max index. And I will put that 0, and I would come here, and so now I am sure once this if statement is correct, so I will say wait, okay, this great bigger than max. Yeah, so what I will do is I will just wonder why is it so long. Okay, so I will put max index equal equal index here. So you now have a choice. You can, so maximum index is a place inside this linked list, is the index inside this linked list that you manage to find the highest or the maximum grade. So you capture that in a variable. So once you capture it, you are able to return it. And that is more flexible than returning the maximum grade. Because when you return the maximum grade, I don't know, I cannot get any other information about the student who has the maximum grade. But when you return to me the index, I'm able to use that index to even print his name and his major and any other information. Are you aware how this can be done?
Yeah, I see.
I'm just wondering, something is not usual. Something is not usual. I would let me have a look at your code here, just to make sure that index to get grade. Okay, student list, and okay. So I would, in your case, I would stop, and you just need to stop, and I would put print statements inside before the if and inside the if. So troubleshooting any code, you will always need to put print statement. If we run the code like that and it hangs somewhere and we never know where it hangs, the only way to know how the code is really executed and if there is a problem that our eyes really cannot catch, so you have to spread a list of not a list but a few print statements in your code to be able to troubleshoot it. So I would first, I would say after line number 8, you just press enter and put a print statement. So you write inside the while loop and then add to it the index number. So you put a text. Okay.
Yeah, what should I write in here?
So you just put any text that let us identify that, because once you print that, so inside while, yes, you can just write inside while and index equal inside while.
Oh, inside the while, like in.
Yes. Just write in between the double quotation here, inside while. Here, instead of this a.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So in between double quotation, you write inside while index equal, and then you can use then the index variable. Okay, good. and then you put another print line here inside it, and you put the value of maximum grade. Okay, and you also can put a text that before it that tell us maximum grade, because if you only print numbers, you really cannot identify this number is printed where. Yes. Okay, so at least now we are able to somehow, yeah, that's good. Okay, so it means that your loop got a problem. So I think you can recognize that.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay, you make a stop. So we have to think where our loop is actually, what's the issue with our loop? Is that the same? So, okay, I would say before you even, so I think the loop is a problem. It means that this is not stopping us. This condition is not stopping us. So it means I would say if I were you, I would first make sure that this size.
Oh,
You figured it, right?
too.
Good, good, good. Okay, so you figure it fast, but okay. But I will assume that you don't manage to figure it so fast like that. Okay, so you managed to print it, right?
Yep.
Okay, are you able to implement a new variable to capture?
The index, or?
Yes, the index.
I do have to keep that.
But wait, actually, you really need the previous the maximum grade. You really need it. Yeah.
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Can I know when you do this way? So what are you going to get here?
The index of the linked list.
Okay, try to run, please. Okay, have a look at this. Can you? So part of what you need to understand is, of course, understanding the troubleshooting or the error messages. So what do you think? What is it?
Well, because if it's just in this form, then it's like it's like a student object rather than like an integer, so the return doesn't work.
Okay, perfect. So how do you think that we should correct it?
Well, I'd have to do something to turn like the index into an integer, but oh, what could I just, yeah. Would that work?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. You don't need an object. You just need a number. Where is this index located?
Yeah, here. Right. Oh wait, I have to return the grade in the print, so I'd have to.
Wait. So you returned the index, right?
Yeah.
You didn't return a grade. So if you return an index, what can you do to be able to get the grade?
Get the grade from the class that the index is.
Okay, try to do that. And actually, you don't even need to to show me the grade. I would say just show me the name of the student instead of showing me the grade. So tell me that, oh, this student actually have the highest grade. So if I were you and I am not very sure about the steps that I should take, I would not put the whole thing inside the print statement. I will just try to get the number first and assign it to a variable. I know this is an index. Then I start to see how I can get that from the linked list. I know you are smart. I understand that. And yeah, okay, good.
Okay.
Excellent. Excellent.
I'm kind of lost here.
Okay. I can understand that, but that brings me to a few questions that I just need to know so that I can explain that to you. Are you aware the difference between a local variable and a global variable?
A local and a global one.
Yes.
Was like a local can like only be accessed from like within the class, and like global can be accessed from like other classes as well.
Uh, okay. Okay. So yes, somehow yes, what you are saying is it applies to the classes, but okay. Uh, okay, I owe you an explanation here, but just let me try to answer your question. So yes, you give me part of the answer, but this answer is not 100% covering what I really wanted to hear. But so first of all, uh, st list is actually is a variable, right? It's a variable
Yes.
of type linked list, and linked list is an object. St list is just a variable, and this variable actually does not have any function that is called find maximum. Find maximum is only a method or a function that we call. It does not belong to st list at all. There is no relation. The only relation between st list and find maximum is that find maximum take st list as a parameter only. So I mean, st-list, it's not a class. We don't have a class that's called st-list, and we didn't create. So the only class that we have is called student. Can you go to the student, please? Okay. What is the method that we have here? We have get age, set name, get name, right? So any student
Yes.
that you have, you are. So when you create, let's say Jane, and Jane is actually of type student, and then you say new student, and then you pass it whatever here. So Jane is an object of the class student. Am I right? So if
Yes.
you have Jane, you are able to call get name using Jane. Because why? Because get name is part of the class student, right? But go
Yeah.
back to main, please. Okay, now go up here. Did we put the find maximum inside any class? Actually, it is in class main, okay? But when we are still calling it from within the class main, so we do not need to put any identifier before the method name. This is a function name. We don't need to put any identifier before it. We don't need to call it using a variable. So we don't need to say variable name, whatever the variable, dot find max. We don't need to do that. This is just a method or a function that is defined here in our main. So we can just call it without anything before it. Except that what you need to pass here is just a parameter. Did I manage to clarify this confusion, or are you still confused?
Yeah, I think I can see now.
Okay. So are you able to correct the issues that you have? Okay, good. What do you
Yep.
think now? Is it correct?
Yes, it is.
So if I ask you now, instead of giving me the name, I would like to get the grade. It's a simple change. Yes, yes, yes. Perfect. Perfect. So now you already mastered this portion, right?
Yep.
Okay. So what I want to say now, do you realize the difference between just returning the grade and returning the index itself? Which one is more flexible to us that we can really maximize the usage of it?
Returning the index.
Perfect. And if you happen that you are given a function that only can return the grade, if you have a grade that is a maximum, so if you want to know the name of the person who has that grade, what can you do? So so assume that we didn't do the last change, which is returning the maximum grade. Sorry, the maximum index. If we only return the grade, and I ask you now, can you please print for me the person name who has the highest grade? What can you do? So,
well, I'd assume you'd have to, would you have to like find the index from the grade and then get the name from that?
yes, so it means that you need to write another function. Do you realize that?
Yes.
Okay, so it's more difficult. It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you are given a question like that, are you able to answer it? Do you know how
Yep.
to write a function to find the name of the person who has that grade?
Yes.
Okay, good. So let me then have the share.
Yep.
Okay, so I think now you can see my screen, and can you understand anything here from what we are seeing?
So it's like deleting a node. And so it's like similar as before, where for adding a node, it's like you add and then you like change the pointers. In this case, to delete it, after you delete the node, you'd have to change the pointers similarly as well.
Okay, so it's not difficult, right?
Yeah.
So bear in mind that drawing this kind of diagrams, illustration diagram, is actually somehow important. I mean, it's good that you're able to draw it, because that's part of the kind of questions that you can face or see in the exam. So
Yep.
one of the things here, so I just want you to know, if we have 12, 99, and 37, and I assume that here the address is 10, and then 20, and then here is 30, and we have 30 here. So this next is pointing to 30, right? So it's pointing
Yep.
here like that. So before you start deleting that node, you really need to go and check the next pointer, save it somewhere in a temporary variable, and then having that next pointer value, you need to go and change. So we have to close and open again.